Welcome to this video playing Dorot from Germany. That's a teammate of mine. So let's see what we get. It's always a bit tricky to play play teammates. You know each other really well. Let's see. I'm playing a G6 type of setup. Looking to get a version of the Maroxy bind, but with some traits already done. A3. Yeah, maybe he's going for B4. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Let's retreat the queen. Knight C3 could be interesting. I can maybe take it. Yeah, he's waiting for me to play knight F6, so that after that he wants to go. I wonder. If he waits for knight F6 to play knight C3. Is there some way to use that? I mean, I can try that. Yeah, there is no real tactic here. Now knight C3 at least would be hanging. Yeah, but still knight F6, knight C3 is perfectly okay. What about a move like E6? Is this crazy? E6, knight E7. It's very uncommon to do that, but he cannot so easily develop now. And the knight on, yeah, this is what I expected. Let's grab now. And then I thought knight D4 maybe. Knight D4 and E5, establishing this piece. Okay, it's at least an interesting position. It's not very standard with the knight here on D4. Yeah, probably queen E3 or queen D3. Yeah, maybe to get in knight B5. I wanted to do this anyway, get this knight to C6. Yeah, maybe don't know. Maybe E5 was more precise. Okay, that's a pin. So. And D6 hangs. So knight F3 I can take with check. That's very necessary. Okay. It's not so easy to unpin that. Oh, he's not trying to use it really. Yeah, maybe queen takes. This looks better than get into another pin. Oh, that's not too bad with the knight here on D4. I wonder about B4. If he should do B4, maybe. Okay, yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. E5, he might get the knight to D5, but okay, the knight on D4 is not especially bad. So, and I have some pawn breaks to undermine the knight on D5 if it arrives on D5. Rook c8 and b5 is another
Check.
idea. Okay. He probably will play f4. Attack my center. No. That's very safe and not bad. Okay, let's get this exchanged. And what now? Let's activate here. Yeah, if he can try rook to d5, rook b5. This kind of idea, maybe. Maybe. My idea was to get the rook on the 4th rank and then play with a4. This is probably not really possible. Okay, but it does not look too critical. I'm glad that he's spending some time here. Get rid of one weak pawn. Okay, yeah. Okay, that leads to sharp play. If he takes with the f pawn to get an... Oh, he doesn't. Would have been interesting. I get the e pawn. I mean, so... Okay. This was the idea all along, to have a4. Okay, he's blocking that. Yeah, probably a good decision. Yeah, very difficult to make any progress here, especially for black. Trying to get some trades going. The rook on b5 is an active piece, so trying to trade it. I wonder... Okay. I'm trying to play actively. It's a bit risky, maybe.
Check.
If I go here, here he will take with the pawn and then take b6. That's not really great. Okay. Okay, is there some way to give it up here? Rook on the 2nd, and that's very risky, and I'm down on time, but I know that he's not
Check.
so quick, so this is probably, this is risky, but interesting. This pawn threatening check and e2 needs to do something about it. Yeah, it's very drawish still because of my activity.
Check.
I've got 2 passes.
Check. Time warning. Check. Check.
And now he cannot check from behind.
Check. Check.
Yeah, this was
White forfeits on time.
This was a tough endgame, which probably should be drawn, but it was always possible to do some kind of tricks. That was very risky, my play here. I think this should end in a draw. But okay, it's this was interesting.
Check.
And, yeah, now this and rook h8. This was the most active way to play, entering here. But he can just he took, which is probably not bad, but can also just cover the entry squares, and this is very safe. I probably just need to play rook b8 back, and it's nothing happening.
Check.
Here we have a sharp position. I went to c2 to control c5. Now this one, yeah, and it still should be a draw. And here, if it's I don't know, this is risky. I mean, I can instead of e3, I can probably just stay put like this. White cannot really make any big headway. And here, yeah, maybe there's some way for him to play for a win. The computer gives white about a pawn advantage. This move. It's not so easy to make a move here. Something like that. Yeah, he might take and now wins an important tempo on this with the idea c5. That's a bit tricky. Yeah, I played it in a very risky fashion. And, yeah, here you cannot expect any precision with this kind of time. Computer wants to go here. Yeah, intending this, and after rook c4, king e3 with some match.
Check.
Yeah, and here it's just a draw, really.
Check. Check. Check.
Yeah, I tricked him into this position, and now it's a problem. Those two pawns are simply very dangerous because they are far advanced. Yeah, the computer is giving it as a win already, -4, so I'm promoting. Yeah, I couldn't really be sure about that, but it looks very dangerous. Those pawns are simply more dangerous. In the rook endgames, it's often more about quality than quantity, so here white is losing. Alright, thanks for watching.